Sometimes all it takes is 1 week to change everything. No radical transformations, no huge goals, just 5 simple habits. I decided to test them out, and the results surprised me. What if the path to a better life isn't a dramatic overhaul, but a quiet, gentle evolution? This journey wasn't about becoming someone new overnight, but about rediscovering myself beneath the noise. I focused not on the outcome but on the daily practice. This is the story of that week, a testament to the power of small deliberate steps. Join me as I explore what happens when you do. The first habit was waking up early. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. The first few mornings were tough, my bed felt irresistible, but I'd promised myself I'd try, so I got up. The house was silent, the world still dark. No emails, no notifications, just me and the quiet. In that pre-dawn solitude I found a peace I didn't know I needed. I stretched, breathed, and watched the sky shift from black to gentle color. This wasn't wasted time, it was invested time. Before the world woke up, I checked in with myself. What did I want from this day? That 1 hour gave me a sense of control that rippled through everything else. I wasn't reacting to the world, I was meeting it on my own terms. The struggle of the alarm never fully disappeared, but it became a familiar challenge. The reward was always worth it. The quiet of the morning became my sanctuary. My thoughts settled, anxieties shrank, and the day's potential felt limitless. I learned discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. Waking up early wasn't about productivity, it was about claiming a piece of the day for myself. In the stillness of 5 a.m. I found the power of solitude. I could hear my own voice untangled from the world's noise. This habit was about waking up to my own life, not just the day. A good day isn't luck, it's built, starting with that first decision to rise. The clarity I gained was like having a map before a journey. The rest of the day might bring storms, but I started with direction. Each morning began not with a rush, but with a ritual of quiet contemplation. This first habit laid the foundation for all the others. It created the space and mindset to approach the day with intention. It was the anchor, the starting point of a small but profound personal revolution. The world tells us to hustle, but in the stillness, I found a different kind of power. The power to disconnect, to be present, to start anew. I realized the most valuable resource is time, and how we spend the first moments shapes all that follows. The morning became my reset button. I started to look forward to the quiet, to the sense of possibility. Waking up early became less about the hour and more about the intention. It was the first step in changing everything. Next, I moved my body every day. No punishing workouts, just movement. Some days a brisk walk at sunrise, others gentle yoga or deep stretching. The goal was energy, not intensity. Before, exercise felt like an obligation, a box to check, a means to an end. This week it became a way to listen to my body. I asked, "What do you need today?" instead of demanding, "This is what you'll do." After a few days I felt stronger, not just physically but mentally. My posture improved, aches faded, and I moved with more ease. The biggest change was in my mind. My mood lifted, anxiety quieted, and focus sharpened. Moving my body moved my mind. The simple act of walking became a form of meditation. I stopped tracking calories or miles and started noticing how I felt, more alive, more present. I realized how sedentary I'd become and how much my body craved movement. This daily commitment was a rebellion against inertia. The beauty was in its flexibility, no rigid rules, just consistency. If I was tired, I stretched. If I had energy, I walked farther. It wasn't about perfection, but about showing up for myself. Movement grounded me, pulling me out of my head and into the present. I felt my feet on the ground, the wind on my face, a powerful anchor. I am not just a mind carrying a body, but a unified being. This habit was about respect for the vessel that carries me through life. The clarity, energy, and positive mood were natural results of living in harmony with my body. It was a simple change, but its effects touched every part of my day. I started to look forward to moving, not as a chore, but as a gift. My body thanked me, and my mind followed. The connection between body and mind became undeniable. Each day, movement became a celebration, not a punishment. I learned to appreciate what my body could do, not just what it looked like. This habit reminded me, small, consistent actions create lasting change. Moving daily became a non-negotiable act of self-care. It was the second step in my quiet revolution. At night, just before sleep, I journaled for 10 minutes. No pressure for perfect words, just honesty. I wrote about my day, my thoughts, my small victories and frustrations. Each entry ended with 3 things I was grateful for, no matter how small. At first, staring at the blank page felt awkward. But I pushed past the discomfort and wrote what I felt, not just what I did. Journaling forced me to face my thoughts instead of escaping them. In a world of constant distraction, this was a deliberate act of sitting with myself. By naming my worries, I robbed them of their power. They became words, tangible, manageable. Writing gave my mind room to breathe, like decluttering a messy room. The mental noise of the day emptied onto the page, leaving me clearer and calmer. The gratitude practice shifted my focus from what was wrong to what was right. I started noticing more good things, simply because I was looking for them. Journaling became a conversation with myself, a space for honesty without judgment. I saw patterns in my thinking I'd never noticed before. So much stress came from unprocessed thoughts I carried day after day. Journaling was emotional hygiene, a way to wash my mind before sleep. The discomfort faded, replaced by a sense of release. The 10 minutes became a ritual I looked forward to. It was a gentle transition into rest, a bridge between my conscious and subconscious. Sometimes, insights appeared on the page that surprised me. Solutions emerged, and I understood myself better. The simple act of writing was a powerful tool for self-discovery. The wisdom I sought outside was already within, waiting to be uncovered. Journaling taught me to listen to myself. It was the third step in my week of change. Then came mindful eating. 1 meal a day, no screens, no distractions, just me and my food. The first time, the silence was uncomfortable. My hand reached for my phone out of habit. I resisted, and something remarkable happened. I started to notice things. The colors, textures, and flavors of my food came alive. I realized how often I ate out of habit, not hunger. Eating had become a background activity. This practice brought it to the forefront. By slowing down, I listened to my body's signals for the first time in ages. I ate more slowly, chewed thoroughly, and felt satisfied with less. This wasn't just about food, it was about presence. For those minutes, I was anchored in the moment. Eating became a ritual, a pause for gratitude in a busy day. I thought about where my food came from, and felt more connected to the world. Mindful eating made meals sacred again. I noticed my emotional eating patterns, reaching for snacks out of boredom or stress. By pausing, I could ask, am I really hungry, or just seeking comfort? This awareness gave me the power to choose differently. Mindful eating revealed how much of my life I'd lived on autopilot. If I was unconscious during eating, where else was I checked out? It was a wake-up call. Mindfulness isn't reserved for gurus, it's a practical skill, even at the dinner table. My digestion improved, my energy stabilized, and I felt lighter. I took more care in preparing food, finding joy in the process. Meals became moments of peace, not just refueling. This habit taught me to savor the ordinary. Mindful eating was the fourth step in my quiet revolution. Presence, I learned, can be practiced anywhere. The fifth habit was a digital detox. 1 hour a day for non-essential screen time. No mindless scrolling, no endless news, no rabbit holes. The first day was a shock. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit. The silence felt empty at first, but soon, it filled with real things. I read books, not just headlines. My concentration improved. I went for walks with no destination, noticing my neighborhood in new ways. I sat in silence, just observing the world. The impact was staggering. My sleep improved, my anxiety dropped. The constant hum of comparison and outrage from social media faded. I felt more present with people, more engaged in conversations. My phone had been a barrier. Stepping back let me reconnect with real relationships. The digital world promises connection, but often delivers isolation. Stepping away let me reinvest in my real-world community. Life is happening now in quiet moments, unplanned conversations, the breeze on your skin. I stopped living through a lens, curating for others, and started just living. This wasn't about demonizing technology, but about using it with intention. I became its master, not its servant. The freedom I felt was immense, freedom from comparison, distraction, and noise. Boredom became a doorway to creativity and self-reflection. I realized the digital world can wait. The real world is where life happens. This habit was the final step in my week of change. Disconnection gave me back my attention and my life. I learned to be present, not just connected. The freedom to simply be is priceless. Digital detox was the fifth and final habit. It changed everything. 1 week, that's all it took to feel different, more present, more alive. These habits aren't about perfection, but intention. Start with one, then another. Let the ripple effect take over. Your life won't change overnight, but it will change. The most meaningful transformations come from small, consistent acts of self-care. Each habit is a small stone. Together, they build a foundation for a more intentional life. The goal isn't to be perfect, but to know you have these tools when you need them. When you feel lost, wake up early. When anxious, move your body. When overwhelmed, journal. When distracted, eat mindfully. When overstimulated, disconnect. This journey is yours. You can start tomorrow. Choose one habit, commit for a week and see what happens. Notice the small shifts. Be patient with yourself. The path to a better life is paved with small, deliberate steps. Your transformation begins now. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this.